reason my Wi-Fi and TikTok, I know I gotta hop off. So what's happening, y'all? We gonna get some folks in here before we get started. Breaking news, man. Breaking news. What's happening, natural? Y'all gonna love this one. Ooh, y'all gonna love this one. We gonna be talking about MK Ultra, but look, matter of fact, let me go ahead and just pull it up so when people come in, they can go ahead and see it. Breaking news. Let's get into some shit. What's up, Insomniac? I'm good. So, CIA funded research exploited Black Americans in the search of mind control drug. Ooh, 2001. Man, they've been releasing a whole lot of stuff and y'all ain't been noticing. I keep my ears to this MK Ultra shit because I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, when I said that the main people that they was experimenting on with MK Ultra to find a mind control drug was us. Because for one, we are the melanated beings. What works on us gonna work for the population. Because if you can break the strongest, of the population and everybody else that descends hybridized wise from them, molecular wise and everything, you can get them with ease. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why melanated folks are the ones that's always waking up and breaking the MK Ultra, and they gotta put us right back to sleep. They gotta rockabye baby us right back to sleep, pacify us, and some more shit. Because we so electrifying and we very influential, and we can get history back on track. But we gotta learn, because this still goes on today. It still goes on today. It's raining a lot for it to be summertime. God dang, it's raining a lot to be summertime. What's happening, everybody? I'm glad everybody in here. Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and start class real quick. So, what's happening? It's your boy Signs for the Conscious Mind checking in. You already know what it is when I come across your For You page. Dope gems, dope historical facts. We're going to be talking about MK Ultra, CIA funded research exploited so-called Black Americans in search of mind control drug. The greatest technology hidden from you is your own consciousness. And if you haven't subscribed and haven't hit the page, go ahead and follow the page. I go live every morning. You're going to learn something new, dope gems, dope historical facts. Check out my podcast on Spotify, just in case you missed the lives or you want to hear stuff that's not on here. Check out the podcast on Spotify, Signs for the Conscious Mind. You can find me everywhere. My main page down there on TikTok, Signs for the Conscious Mind, of course. YouTube, Signs for the Conscious Mind, of course, because signs are for the conscious mind. Symbolism will be their downfall, and it will be your uprise. You got to catch the symbols. It's hidden in plain sight. But let's get to it, though. What's happening, everybody tuning in? What's happening, Chippewa? OG Tribe checking in. Indigenous woman in the building. 4D Griffin, what's happening? Appreciate that follow, Carl. What's happening, Trill? Chris, what's happening? Thank you for that follow. AJ, what's good? Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the likes. What's happening, Eric? Insomniac, what's happening? Kentucky, the American Indian. You might want to sit in here because Lexington, Kentucky is inside what I'm about to read to everybody. Hey, Kentucky is a major stomping ground. We keep telling y'all. Let me come in as the talking fish anchor man. Hey, Natural, you silly. Right? Take it to you, Natural. What's going on today? It's raining. Nah. Hey, man, look. That's a new one. What's happening? Real Fat Bass in the building. Brave Cloud. All right. Yes, get into it, man. All the people, the gang is all here. Let's get into it. Hold on. There we go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Roll it if you got it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so pour your little mimosa or something. Nothing too hard. So here we go. Across all of the studies analyzed, there were issues surrounding use of incarcerated populations, right? Coerced incentives, unsafe dosing, and questionable scientific merit. The oppressive set and setting, overall, we found that the researchers conducted brutal experiments on prisoners and people with psychotic disorders, in which they gave participants extremely high doses of psychedelics far too often and far too long. Almost 30% of the studies using people of color. Half of the studies used incarcerated participants and 15% of the participants with psychotic disorders. Further, over 3/4 of the studies used a high-risk dosing schedule, and just under 90% of studies had at least one ethical violation. In other studies, so-called black participants were given more than double the dosage, 180 mcgs of LSD, compared to the Blue Moon participants of 75 mcg. And Blue Moon participants endured 8 days of LSD administration, while so-called black participants endured chronic LSD administrations for up to 85 days. What's happening, Lou? To 85 days. Before we go on, I want to remind y'all that when they talk about this prisoner and this incarceration, we are talking about a time, and we still go on today. But at this time, 90% of the time you're going to jail if you're melanated, no matter what. We talking about 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So we already know what it was when it came to incarcerating melanated people. They did these things so they can continue to experiment on you. Okay? After 1898 hit, which is my key point of starting stuff. You know what I'm saying? After 1898 hit and the 1900s hit, that was the beginning of MK Ultra, Artichoke, and all of these psychological experiments. You know what I'm saying? And the main people that they was doing it was people of color, aka your black Americans, American Indians. Yo, black Americans, your American Indians. I tried to tell you the reason why you don't know stuff is because they brainwashed you a long time ago. They literally brainwashed you, and they're still doing it, literally, still to this day. Stay away from that tap water. So we're going to continue going. So now, although roughly 30% of the examined studies reported using people of color, mostly black American men. Wait. Hey, Real Fat Bass, you still in the building? 30% examinated studies reported using people of color, mostly black American men as well as Puerto Rican men. What have Los always told you is why do they always experiment on so-called black Americans and Latinos and indigenous people? They did it with the eugenics. They did it with the Tuskegee experiments. They did it with the MK Ultra. They did it with this newly jab. Why are they always doing this to us? God damn it. It's so hard that people don't want to realize it. We the same people. We Asians, whether you like it or not, you're Asian. All y'all be out there, you're Asian, you're Chinese, you're Siberian, you're Asian too. You're Mongolian, you are too. That's why you got Mongolian spots. If you're going to really be on some Indian shit, then you're going to be on some Indian shit. You're going to teach history with integrity, and you're going to have to accept the shit that comes with the stuff that you find. Whether you like it or not, you ain't got no choice. If you an Indian, you Asian. Period. So stop calling people names out here. And I'm saying that from an OG of experience because that's how I started. The Mongolian, Siberian, Chinese, you guys ain't real. But over time, through extensive research, as y'all learned and grew with me through extensive research, we landed here like, goddamn. Lightweight owe these people an apology because shit, we Asians too. Some of y'all are melanated Siberians too. Some of y'all are melanated Chinese and Hindus, and some of y'all are these too that been dropped off in the hood and being experimented on. That's why they call it black people. They lumped everybody up. They flooded this with so many different melanated Asians. They lost track. And they was like, shit, just call them black people. African Americans or some shit. Fuck it. And that's what they did. The same people, man. You Asiatic. We're Asians. And America is ancient Asia. Over there is new Asia. Just like this is ancient India. And over there is new India. Just like this is ancient Egypt as well. And that is new Egypt. People want to know, well, how the fuck is all that? Man, look, we done gave y'all the books. We done led y'all to the water. Y'all looking at the water still asking, how the fuck do I drink? Man, scoop up a cup and throw that bitch back. But you there. I can't force you to drink, because if I force you to drink, I'm going to hold you up under that water. Drink, nigga. Drink. You don't want me to help you drink. You got to drink that shit on your own. I'm telling you, because it ain't going to be pretty if I got to waterboard your ass. But anyways, we're going to keep going, though. So who was they using mainly of the mind control? They was using mostly Black American men and Puerto Rican men. Go figure. It's something about Black Americans and Puerto Ricans. It's like, wherever we go, we always together. Like from hip hop to the fucking experimenting table. Black Americans and Puerto Ricans been right there beside each other, enduring everything, believe it or not, through history. But I'm gonna put a pin in that because I'm gonna teach y'all about Black American and Puerto Rican history because it is very connected. I told y'all, man, all of us are West Indians. Now you know why the Tiano had land in Florida? People don't know that the Tiana Arwick wasn't just in the Caribbeans. They was in Florida too. They had territory in Florida. And we know what La Florida looked like, so add the Tiana Arwick to the Florida map too. That's why I say a lot of y'all are Tiana and Arwick and don't even know it. But we're going to put a pin in that one too. Shout out to everybody that's in here. So, many did not report the race or ethnicity of the participants. However, we investigated, right? They investigated now. However, we investigated the recruitment studies used, and we found that people of color, predominantly Black Americans, were significantly overrepresented in prisons and still are, from which participants, quote unquote participants, you know how they like to do that, were recruited. So we were significantly overrepresented in prisons from which participants were recruited. Okay. Now I understand why y'all want to throw us in jail too. One of these studies, or one of these sites, here we go. Hey, where's Kentucky Fit Mom at? I hope she's still in here. So one of these study sites was an addiction. Ugh, my tongue, what the fuck? This damn Indian tongue of mine. This addiction site research center called ARC, A-R-C, is in Lexington, Kentucky. One of the main sites was in Lexington, Kentucky. We found that people of color, predominantly black Americans, were significantly overrepresented in prison from which participants were recruited. One of these sites was an Addiction Research Center, ARC, in Lexington, Kentucky. Oh, shit. This is the reason why a lot of folks in Kentucky don't know that they Indians. They got brainwashed. The first reclassification happened in Kentucky because this is old Virginia. A lot of my people who's finding y'all documents and stuff like that, I'm telling y'all, come here. Y'all land and shit, come here. Repeat game. All right, and there's mounds and mountains and some more shit in here. But look, worse, the prisoners at ARC were offended, were offered heroin as payment. Said they perfected it because they got y'all voting Democrat. Yeah, I ain't gonna argue that. Whitney, you right. They did perfected it. This is the reason why we in the state that we in. We are brainwashed. We are MK Ultra children. But at the same time, so are Blamont people. Y'all was on the table too. I just read that part. They was giving y'all dosage too. So y'all brainwashed just as well as ours. So now, worse, the prisoners of ARC were offered heroin as payment for participating in research studies, which they could use after the studies or bank, right? This was a prison built for doing research on inmates. Worse, the prisoners at ARC are offered heroin as payment for participating in the research studies, which they could use after the studies or bank for later. This was unquestionably unethical, but it was also particularly coercive and exploitive, considering the fact that prisoners at ARC were often there for drug-related offenses. Researchers were therefore given heroin to prisoners who also might have been struggling with substance abuse disorder. Who was bringing the heroin in? Was they going to the local dude in the hood? Or was they giving them that peer? You know, there's a section inside this document that I'm peeing for later. It's titled The Cartel. Man, look. I told y'all, most of y'all plugs are the feds. Most of the cartel people are feds. But how else are you moving all of this shit so freely? Y'all don't know about the Italian mob? They still out. The Italian mob still out here. Y'all don't know? Cartel, you be walking around cartel, you don't even know. You done walked around the feds and don't even know. Man, look. When I brought y'all that book called CIA Trickery and Deception, I wanted y'all to read it. I'm going to bring it out and we're going to read it again, but I want y'all to read it. You don't know nobody that you walking around. You done shook hands with a Fed. It's a Fed that work at your job. What you think? Undercovers have these high profile jobs? Hell nah. Most of your undercover agents is regular looking ass people with regular ass 9 to 5s, just like you, to keep an eye on the public. Who waking up? Who organizing? Who got the electricity to spark the public? They got to be boots on the ground. You ain't about to find that shit out in no office. You ain't about to find that shit out watching folks on camera. You need to be hands on. Man, pay attention. These folks be out here. Man, look, man, it's a section called Cartel. I'm going to read that to y'all the next time I get on live. Man, these people the feds. Man, look, we ain't going to get too deep in there. Look. All right. Damn biker gangs and shit. Man, look. They been doing that right. And politicians, the descendants of the Know Nothing Party, your sheriff, your law enforcement. Man, look. They better wake up. What's happening, D? D tapping in. Be wearing masks and shit. All right. Let me go ahead and flip it. So now, however, less well known, right? Less well known is the CIA project called MK Ultra. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I'm glad y'all in here. If y'all new to the page, hit that follow button, man. I'm to go live every morning. We talk about all and every type of things. You feel me? Yep, music is mind control. If you're new to the page, hit that follow button. We talk about any and everything that your mind can reach and grasp. You feel me? We go live every morning. You know, we do this all the time. So, check this out though. However, less well known is the CIA project called MK Ultra that exploited people of color and other vulnerable groups to test human limits of drugs like LSD for its use as mind control agents. The creation of Project MK Ultra in 1975, you hear me? Appreciate that. Hold on, it's about to get juicy. I might have to spark this. Roll it if you got it. I thank you for that gift. Appreciate that. Salute to you. In 1975, news emerged about CIA-sponsored research with LSD due to fears stemming from the Cold War that the Soviets had developed methods for mind control, March 1979, and that LSD could be used as a biochemical warfare, Dick 2008, and that CIA Project MK Ultra was created to test the potential of LSD for mind control, brainwashing, and as a truth serum, brainwashing, mind control, as a truth serum, and for interrogating spies. It was discovered that over 90 private and public universities, colleges, man, and prisons and hospitals conducted LSD experiments on civilians. What? They was testing it on the college kids too? Most definitely they was testing it on the kids in college and high school and middle school. But anyways, we talking about this right now though. That the public universities, prisons, and hospitals conducted LSD experiments on civilians, prisoners, and patients with and without knowledge. That is the key word, without knowledge, that the research funds were being obtained by the CIA MK Ultra project. Many have heard of the infamous Tuskegee experiments, right? Of course you have, in which Black American men with syphilis were denied treatment and left to suffer through the course of the disease and die, so that the Blaumont scientists could study the effects of syphilis on the human body. However, less well known is the CIA project called MK Ultra that exploited people of color and other vulnerable groups to test the human limits on drugs like LSD and for its use as mind control agents. Diving a little deeper in our research, while one might assume such a nefarious project will be kept top secret, the products of this research were published and publicized accessibly peer-reviewed scientific journals. So it's not a conspiracy. You just have to want to read the shit because it's out there. Our research team in the University of Ottawa examined 49 such research articles published from 1950s to 1970s that administered psychedelics to test subjects, including LSD, DMT, mescaline, shrooms, and everybody's favorite THC. Y'all remember that live I told you about that synthetic cannabis? Yeah, all right. And it's floating around now. Matter of fact, I gotta do it one more time because I love doing it. There's enough people in here. Synthetic cannabis. The CIA created synthetic cannabis back in 1940s to test it out. This same synthetic cannabis, Nat K2 and Nat Spice, but your GMO and your hybridized real cannabis that you smoke, and that the high don't last. And you see people smoke this and the men get feminine, get all touchy and shit like they done pop the X pill, and some women smoke this shit and get hard like they done took a testosterone pill, and it just got everybody, your mind is foggy, you can't remember shit, and just, and the high don't last. So when the high drop, you right back chain smoking and you're rolling up another one and shit like that. And it does a whole lot of other things. This is synthetic cannabis and it's amongst you. The feds do not legalize something unless they can control, alter the genetics of something and throw a patent on that bitch. I knew something was up when they legalized it. All right, you better peep game. Be careful what you smoke. Now, we sought to understand how and to what extent people of color and other vulnerable groups were exploited during this the first wave of psychedelic research in the United States. Specifically, we examined the race and ethnicity of the participants, the recruitment strategy and studies of okay, and potential design. No, I have to deny that, my dog. And potential dangers across the selected studies. And we uncover reoccurring themes surrounding the safety. Miss, I quit last year. Estrogen lace, yup. Make them, y'all silly. I was said to make them, yeah. Look, man. They also gave heroin to Vietnam veterans. Yeah, I know about that. My dad's a Vietnam War vet. Yeah, he was a gunner sergeant. Yeah, he used to tell me they used to give him heroin up there. They used to get him doped up there. This is why the men came back different. You know, the feminist movement was doing what they was doing with our women while the men was over there fighting wars. They was getting our men hooked up on drugs and experimenting them and MK Ultraing them and all that type of shit. And they sent them right back to the women. And that right there was the beginning of the breakup of the household. Yeah. They put something in Newports too. Yeah, I stopped smoking Newports 10 years ago. I knew something was up with Newports because they started tasting different. Motherfuckers started tasting like metal and some more shit. I stopped smoking them Newports. And them bitches got fiberglass in it. Most menthol cigarettes got fiberglass in it, actually. But that Newport and the Marlboros, shit, the motherfucker, hey, better stay away from the hoes. I smoke blacks now. You know, I smoke good old pipe tobacco. It ain't no healthier than anything else out though. But I ain't smoking no fiberglass and some more shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but look, my goal is to quit smoking tobacco altogether because the tobacco ain't real tobacco no more. Like real tobacco back when our ancestors had it you wouldn't catch cancer. That's the reason why our ancestors could smoke cigarettes all the way till they like 200 and shit. My grandmama still dips snuff, still to this day, and she's like 85. You know what I'm saying? Today's tobacco is hybridized, it's GMO, it ain't real. And the cannabis is gonna be the same as a tobacco as the years go on. Is it loaded for somebody else? You might gotta leave and come back. They be shadow bad to be and shit like that. Like, yeah. They be fucking with your boy hard. I'm one of TikTok's most wanted on here. Shout out to all my other most shout out to all my other TikTok people that's on the most wanted list on TikTok. For real. It's mind control substance and cigarettes. Man, this shit is in everything. Your tap water, your cigarettes, your weed, your food, your chicken. Like they figured it out and they put this shit on everything. Like I told people, like how y'all know that we not just hallucinating this whole time? You don't know. Like I'm not saying that to make you go out here and do some weird shit to figure out if you hallucinating or nothing, but I'm just saying like how y'all know that the whole public of society is not just hallucinating right now. You know what I'm saying? Like they figured this shit out and they dumped it inside the water supply, they put it in the food and they put it in everything. And we've been doped up on this shit, especially fluoride, for years, man. That's why I say we live in a virtual reality. Like, and virtual reality just means a man-made reality. So it's like this shit is warped, it's inverted, and it's upside down. And you created counterintelligence, so that means you're countering intelligence. That means you dumbing people down. So society, when we get off of this shit, off of these chemicals and off of these drugs, and we come down from this everlasting high that we've been on for fucking ages, man, you will go back to your natural state of being a highly intelligent being like the Most High created you. You are the extraterrestrial. You just been dumbed down to think you're human. And you're supposed to work and get an SSI check and pass away and shit. Yeah. They dumbed us all the way down. We went from inventors and seafaring people and looking at the stars and philosophers and astrologers, and we went from all of that to now we here. We just supposed to work, get old, retire, and croak. And we think this is life. And you travel and take a vacation for 3 or 4 days and you think that's living, but you have to go right back to the same simulation and put the virtual reality goggles on and continue playing the game. I used to think people became comfortable, but I believe people gave up, and I believe society lost hope in anything. So when you lose hope, it's easier to vibrate low because now you develop this mindset like, shit, we all gotta go one day. Yeah, we all gotta go one day, but why we gotta go soon? Why we gotta go to the grave ignorant and illiterate? Why can't we pass on high vibrating? Why we gotta pass on as low vibrating and shit to continue reincarnating and coming back and doing the same shit? And nah, fuck that. This is Los last go around on this bitch. I'm telling you, I am not coming back down to this motherfucker. I'm going to another fucking dimension after this. Like, nah, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna drop angel signs for my people, and I'm out. That's the only time you gonna see Granddaddy Los. No, sir. It's more to existence than just that. Our people is MK Ultra. They still MK Ultra. This is why I'm not so hard on people. Like, real shit. This is why I don't take people. I really don't. When it comes to this shit, I don't take everything so literal and so hard, because I know the people is MK Ultra. When you're talking to people and you're trying to wake them up and you're battling shit, like okay. When you're trying to wake people up and you dropping gems and they fighting, you're not fighting the actual person. You're fighting the agent, the entity that's inside this person that's keeping them blind to the facts of everything in life. So every time you wake up somebody and they fully wake up to the shit and they stay like that, you just perform the exorcism. Literally, you just perform the exorcism. That's all it is. This is why I love demon possession movies and horror movies. I love COINTELPRO. I love all this type of shit because it all deals with energies and entities. So we all, in the beginning of our sheep stage, because we all went through a sheep stage, we all had an entity on us. You know, whether it was depression, whether it was, vanity, whether it was, whatever desires that was low vibrating to the flesh. And as you kept going and you kept peeling all these layers off on your damn self, getting rid of these demons, you perform the exorcism on your damn self. You don't need no pastor. You ain't gotta go to no Catholic church and tell Father what the fuck you did on Saturday. You gotta look yourself in the goddamn mirror and perform your own exorcism before you get out here and start exercising anybody else's demons. You know what I'm saying? You don't need father touch kids to tell you some Hail Marys. You don't need that shit. All my Christians, you don't need Deacon and Pastor T.D. Jakes and all them to come and tell you what the fuck you supposed to do in life. If you got a soul, you know what you supposed to do because it's a feeling. It's a feeling. And I know that's right because when I was out there doing wrong, I always had that feeling like, you ain't supposed to be doing this shit. But it was your free will and your choice to either ignore that or listen. And a lot of us ignore that shit and we go do some other stuff. And then when we hit a brick wall, we like, God damn, why the fuck I ain't listen? I knew it, bro. I said this shit to myself. I should do this shit. I gotta listen to my You gotta start listening to yourself first. Knowledge of self, most definitely. Self-awareness, self-consciousness. You would tell yourself, you know. Our ancestors already done ate the so-called fruit from good and evil. So you born knowing right from wrong. This is why your kids know from right from wrong. You peek around the corner. Hey, what you doing? Nothing. 1 year old, I already telling one. Because it's a fear mechanism. They don't want to get that ass whooped. But hey, look, man. Our people got to detox from this shit. And I know it for a fact. Because I was a sheep. When you used to be a sheep and you can look back and see your growth, you know the shit that you believe is real. I used to be a sheep. I used to be a sheep, Pan-African, all that type of shit, man. Still fucking drinking tap water. I'm talking about downing Sprites and shit, going to fucking fast food, Wendy's, man. You couldn't stop me from going to Little Caesars, little $5 pizza real quick. Oh, man, let me get the little $5 pizza. I don't feel like cooking. Boop, boop. I used to slap them Little Caesars, all that processed food and shit. Pork. Like you mean? Yeah, I slapped some ribs back in the day. You met Los at 18, 19, I'm older. God damn, boy, them ribs. Fire, boy. Who made them motherfuckers falling off the bone, man? Yeah, let me get some of them right there, too. Yeah. But, man, most of waking up is what you putting in your body. It's like a car. You can't put sugar in your car's tank and expecting that bitch to run. You got to clean that bitch out. You got to keep the tune up. You got to get a new oil change. You got to make sure your fluid's good. You got to make sure your tires is rotated. Sometimes you need a new battery in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Your tune up. You need some new spark plugs in that bitch to keep it going and all that. They created the body and anything that's dealing with technology off of you, off of your body, how your shit run. A car runs better when it's given the right shit. So is the body. So when I start, the first thing I cut off was pork. When I cut pork off, nigga, I started feeling a little energized. So I don't know, I felt light like a motherfucker. Like after 3 years of no pork, like I don't know, I started feeling light as a feather sometimes. I was like, God damn, bro, I feel like I can run around the block, boy, this shit. Mind got a little clear and shit. You like, man, yeah. Cut back and stop the Little Caesars and processed food. Brain get to clicking again. Man, look, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Stop the tap water. Stop drinking Kool-Aid and shit like that. I appreciate that. Nagas. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Stop drinking the damn tap water. Put the Kool-Aid and shit down, man. Like, health-wise, your skin clear up and shit. Like, all my life, people think I used to wear fucking makeup and mascara and shit, bro. Your skin clear as fuck. What the fuck you do? Drink water. People don't even believe that shit. Quit playing it. What you be doing for your skin? I drink water. I don't drink any old water either. I don't drink that Dasani shit. You know what I'm saying? I drink natural spring water. You know, slap a little alcohol pads on the bitch, but I don't do much. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then, you know, I get the Himalayan pink salt. You know, I don't do it all the time because it'll damage your skin. Probably like once a month, I get the Himalayan pink sea salt. Hit the face real good, get all the dead skin and shit off. You know, take a shower on that bitch. You know, like a real Naga, I shed my dead skin. And shit, man, you keep it moving. Man, sometimes the simplest answers is the best answers. Humans make shit complex. Man, when you start doing that, man, and you just start feeling better, you thinking better, man. You start seeing shit clearer. And it's deep, man. Like it's real deep, like real shit, man. That's why I encourage everybody to get on your spiritual journey. Find out your spiritual journey, what's connected to you. Because your journey might not be the same as mine. Your diet might not be the same as mine. You know what I'm saying? All of that plays an effect. But the end goal is to vibrate high and to wake up and reach many people as we can to unplug them from this virtual reality, which is this man-made reality of a matrix that we stuck in so they can see this shit. Because this matrix only run because of the cells, us, keep it moving. But if we direct our energy and our electricity and our magnetize to something else away from the matrix, that bitch falls. A computer can't run without a modem. If the modem disappears, the computer is not gonna fucking work no more. You gotta realize where you are in society. They told you that you was the bottom of the pyramid, but in reality, you the top of that bitch because don't nothing move unless we move. MK Ultra, they brainwashed you. You ain't the bottom of the pyramid, you the top of that bitch spiritually. You understand? Reverse osmosis is making the water still. You gotta watch that reverse osmosis. For real. Dasani has salt in it. Man, that Dasani shit nasty. Right, bitch, he drink water. Thank you for the truth, man. I appreciate y'all for coming here listening. Fasting is key. Little Caesars done fell off heavily. Hell yeah, Little Caesars done fell off heavily, man. Hey, Little Caesars so bad now, bro. By the time you get your hot and ready pizza and walk to the car, that bitch is cold. That bitch tastes like a box now. Like, you gotta eat that motherfucker in the stove. Little Caesars done fell off. Shout out to Nero Caesar, because that's who Little Caesars is. It's actually Nero Caesar. We know Nero means a black person. I told y'all Little Caesar was a black man. For a straight cardboard. Domino's like that too. Domino's pizza getting horrible too. I'm addicted to this cauliflower pizza though. I'm a big pizza head. I ain't even gonna lie. I probably got Italian somewhere in my family or some more shit somewhere down the line. But I'm addicted to pizzas. But hey, I'm addicted to this damn cauliflower pizza. That shit fire. If y'all haven't tried cauliflower pizza, man, try that shit. That thing is fire, man. I'm talking about. Man, look. I think I'm gonna fuck around and fix one tonight when I go to work. Anyway, let's get it. Let's touch on some more shit though. How y'all doing though? I hope y'all rising went well, and I hope y'all slumber did good too. Ah damn, I forgot to shrink that down. Hold on. I know I shrunk that bit down. Here we go, right here. Is this it? Okay. So, as far as the last slide, real quick, because it's gonna be a little quick one. So now, more on it. If y'all want to screenshot this and read it on your own, you can. The Fluoridation, Mind Control of the Masses, Project Freedom. It's like 50 pages. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, I'm not about to read 50 pages to y'all right now. So, if y'all want to screenshot this and read it to you, read everything you can. I'm gonna read the bold letters and probably just the bold letters because I can't see the bottom. I think I could blow this up. I'll probably read the first page to y'all in the second page. But I want to touch on this though, because they started putting fluoride in your water in 1940. Follow the timeline. They started putting fluoride in the water in 1940. Follow the timeline. So, since the mid 1940s, compounds and minerals of fluoride have been added to the community's water supply throughout the United States to so-called prevent tooth decay. But actually, fluoride actually causes tooth decay, believe it or not. And a lot of dentists then already came out and confirmed that. So they dumped your water in 1940s. They did a major MK Ultra experiment on people of color, aka Black Americans and Puerto Ricans in 1920s and 40s. They experimented on the population unknowingly. How can you experiment on the population and keep data unknowingly? You put it in the water, you put it in the food, you put it in everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to bet that the shit that's been going on TikTok is another experiment, and they sitting back and watching too. Everything they do is an experiment. These are eugenicists and scientists. This is what they do. I'm in and out taking care of business, but I'm listening. Most definitely, Nat. What's happening, Lou? I seen something about how they want to control how much water. Hold on. You said, hold on, damn, what the fuck? Damn, poll shit popped up. I seen something about how they want to control how much water you drink and use. Yeah, I seen that too. They about to start trying to regulate your water usage now. Yeah. I had that article screenshot. I don't know why I ain't show that yet. But yeah, they most definitely trying to regulate how much water you use. I think the next thing they're gonna try and do is try to regulate how much electricity you use and shit like that. Like they trying to put a limit and regulations on all these natural things. This is an Agenda 2030. Agenda 2030. Look, they trying to do it. 7 years. What's gonna happen? I ain't trying to push no fear, but I'm telling folks like, what's up, y'all? 7 years. That shit fly by fast now. We already at the end of this year. And I feel like 2023 just fucking started. We already damn near at the end of this year. 7 years fly by, y'all. I ain't trying to pump no fear and I ain't trying to rush no urgency or no shit like that. But, like, we kind of got to be prepared of what's coming. If anything's going to be coming, I'd rather be prepared and nothing happens than unprepared and something do happen. So it ain't about, hold on, bro, because y'all about to let me roll up my joint because y'all about to turn me up in this motherfucker real quick. Let me roll my joint. Y'all about to turn me up in here because folks ain't understanding the fucking level of urgency out here because they too focused on fucking Beyonce and Keke Palmer wearing fucking clothes with her ass out and being serenaded by fucking Usher and shit. Like, nigga, hold on, man. Look, man. Hold on, bro. Nigga still talking about when J's is coming out. Y'all about to spend $200 on J's and you ain't about to buy a $50 emergency food pack. Slide back this way. Okay, so like folks ain't understanding this shit. This shit ain't about no and not just me but others because we talked off scene about this. When we start talking about nation building and micro communities and shit, that shit wasn't just for no clique. It wasn't for no gang. It ain't no cult, nigga. Y'all even know what's about to transpire by 2030? Do you even know these agendas? Have you even been keeping up what these people been talking about in these conferences on TV? I don't feed into the media, but the best lies got the truth in it. So you better tune in just like you tune into these books and pick the meats out from what these people saying. Cause they talk about this shit in conferences and they airing it. But people ain't tuning in because they too busy fucking worried about TV and shit. Watching the wrong channels. It's called channel. You can channel in on some shit and learn some information of what's going on. Or you can channel into some dumb shit. Everything's about you. Man, these people trying to regulate your water, your electricity. They trying to, they got this damn law that they trying to pass that's going to really strip your whole freedom of speech and they using the alphabet community. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know the alphabet community are agents? They're feds too. Y'all don't know that? And and I ain't talking about my people who's out here freely like that. Now, I'm talking about my people that's actually in the community, that's on the organization. When you type in, the alphabetcommunity.org and it pops up, you got the people in the chair and I'm talking about those motherfuckers. Because a lot of y'all are too emotionally attached to these organizations that ain't got nothing to do with you. It's over 10,000 organizations and neither one of them have accomplished not a damn thing. Do y'all know what's about to come? They trying to look. I'm telling y'all, go look it up. They got this one law they're using the alphabet community, and it's gonna strip you can't say shit. Do y'all know that? They already starting to take your freedom of speech with this political correctness. Did you catch that? You can't say nothing because they're using people's feelings and emotions to do this. Oh my God, you're hurting my feelings by saying that. I ain't got no problem with that, bro. Toughen up. I ain't got shit to do with that. Stop worrying about what people think about you. Sticks and stones may break my bones. I don't know what y'all parents taught y'all, but my parents taught me the art of not giving a fuck what people say. So you can say whatever you want. That shit don't hurt my feelings. But society and everybody became too sensitive and too soft because that's what they wanted to do. Because when we was rough, raw, and rugged, they had a hard time controlling us and shit like that. Okay? So, man, look, peep game. And not only are they trying to regulate the water and the electricity and they gonna goddamn strip your whole what you can say. Because a lady over there in Dubai just got locked up for 5 years just for yelling. I don't know why people want to go to Dubai. I'll never go to Dubai. You can't do shit over there. Fuck Dubai. Hell no, man. You can't do nothing. I don't even know why people still live there. A lady got 5 years for yelling. Oh. Talking loud. Like how we do. You got 5 years. You got to serve 2 out of 5. God damn. What? Freedom of speech I already took it over there. They about to turn this shit to the Middle East over here. You better pay attention. So not only are they gonna do that they working towards that. You got lab grown meat that's about to flood the market. And everybody gonna be eating this lab grown meat. And it's lab grown. You don't even know what they putting in it. People gonna be eating that because they don't know. They don't care. You know that's lab grown meat too. Shit, we all gotta die someday. Goddamn. Shit. People like that be trying to tell us that we don't know shit. I don't listen to them. Since when did a lion give a fuck what a sheep say? And I've been seeing that for the past couple of months too. I see a lot of my lions out here caring too much about what sheep say. And we give too much energy about that. You know it's folks out here faking to be woke out this motherfucker. They sheep still. They sheep. We know they sheep still. You a lion. Lions don't care what sheep think. Nigga, we eat them. You know what I'm saying? I love me a good lamb chop. You did? Stop caring about what these people say. Because that's just another form of MK Ultra and another distraction on this social media platform. Because motion pictures is the most powerful propaganda tool. Wake up. Because it's some real shit that's popping off. We got 7 years, y'all. I said, yes, build and make this micro community for the protection of the kids because of what they're trying to do. Shit only gonna get worse from here, y'all. I'd rather suffer with a conscious community of folks who know how to maneuver than be out here by my lonely in just chaos. When shit hit the fan, I know the area that I am, and shit hit the fan, it's gonna be chaos. They're gonna be destroying shit, blowing, they're gonna be shooting up things, kids gonna be crying and all that. It's gonna be chaos. I don't wanna be around it. I wanna stand a chance at least. Let's get a community, gate that bitch off, grow what we need to grow, teach what we need to teach, self-defense and all that type of shit. Because if shit pop off, I want us and other conscious communities who's going to take the blueprint and build your own conscious community around the world. Just like they did Black Wall Street, we could put conscious communities all over the fuck where. And that shit could be safe havens. Ain't no Pan-African thinking like that. Not one of them even came on here trying to teach some shit like that. Everybody's saying that they care about the melanated people and they teaching the melanated people, but how many of y'all or how many of them ever taught y'all anything about MK Ultra? If I was when I was a Pan-African, I at least was teaching MK Ultra. I learned that much. Come on, man. Nobody's trying to make a Pan-African community. You should. Even though we don't see eye to eye, a lot of y'all are still woke though. We might not see eye to eye on the history shit like that. But one thing I do know about Pan-Africanism, when you dig a little deeper, you got herbalists, cool. As long as you're teaching people about the herbs, how to heal yourself, cool with me. Spirituality, as long as you ain't telling people to pray to Jesus and shit like that. You know, little white man, you blonde hair, blue eyes, shit, straight with me. So y'all got y'all own little conscious thing going on over there. So go build y'all community for y'all and get that bitch off. And y'all do what y'all do to be prepared. And we do what we do when we prepared. So at the end of the day, the conscious people is still here at least. I'm cool with that. Because when you digging on a spiritual level, man, you transcend a lot of these labels and shit like that. History is fun to learn to me now. No. Yeah, it's still an emotional roller coaster, but now it's fun to learn. I like knowing this stuff. Shit, I've been got my identity back. I've been know who I am. Now I'm just learning history, learning the spirituality aspects of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not so detached from the present. Because what's going on now, though, that shit good. Yeah, man, we Indians. Woo, woo. Yeah, man, that's straight, man. We used to do that. We used to kick it with those. Man, those atrocities happen. Most definitely. But just focus right now, though, the present. Because this present and the future is about to come real quick. We got to balance. We got to balance the past history with current events. It's all I'm saying. You know, and I don't want us to be so lost in the past that we are not paying attention to the present and the future. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I don't want us to get lost in the sauce. You know, a lot of us is arguing about some past stuff that we can't even change. But what we can change and what we can fix and what we can do is what's the present and the future. Man, whatever happened in the past, man, that shit happened in the past. From my studies, all of us is right when you talk about the past history. What do you mean, Los? Man, all of us is right. We all got a puzzle piece to this jigsaw puzzle. That's why I always tell people it's not a competition. You got a jigsaw puzzle piece. I got a jigsaw puzzle piece. You got to figure out where it fit inside this big ass picture of what happened. But first, you got to understand the MK Ultra and the brainwashing of what happened, because they scattered our brains when they scattered the timelines. Everything that we know from labels, social constructs, industrialized schooling, everything that we know came from them. This is why I say that a lot of us, even myself, once upon a time, we never had an organic thought a day in our life. It always somebody else. This is what regurgitation is. You're regurgitating what somebody shoved down your throat. Regurgitating. It was shoved down your throat and you just go, you regurgitating it back to us. That's it, man. If you're going to regurgitate some shit that you ate. I made this plate. I'm going to eat this bitch and I'm going to regurgitate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think. You just gotta think. You know, I don't want to coattail of what Dane Calloway say, but he had the perfect phrase when he first came out. He just here to make you think. And that's all any of us want. It's for people to start thinking again. And I'm talking about organically thinking again. I ain't talking about what the fuck your teacher taught you. I ain't talking about what your pastor done told you. I ain't talking about what your mama done told you, what your daddy done told you. Hell, sometimes not even what grandmama done told you. What organic thought have you had in your life that came from you, deep down in your soul? That's what it is. What's happening, Kim? Child of the soul in the building. What's happening, child of the soul? Big dog in the building. The game's all here. But that's it, though. You know what I'm saying? Let me make this big, because I do want to read that fluoridation paper to y'all real quick before we tap out. Perfect. That thing didn't fit the screen perfect. I love those screenshots when you ain't got to change nothing. That motherfucker just fit perfect. What's happening? Naturalista in the building. So now, The Fluoridation Mind Control of the Masses by Ian E. Stevens, right? Despite the damning evidence of fluoride toxicity, the bureaucrats and the multinationals continue to pollute our drinking water and mess with our physical and mental health. Right? Extracted with permission from his 1987 self-published booklet, The Dickinson Statement, A Mind-Boggling Thesis, Part 1. The story has a beginning, and it has a middle, and it has no ending. The ending will undoubtedly be written in country's hospital records and tiny gravestones. You feel me? In the bones of the crippled and on the hearts of the brave. Even so, the true cause of the ending will never be advertised. One record that slipped past the establishment is duplicated herein, but believe it or not, right? The existence of this so-called DEATH certificate has been denied. In writing and to oversee scientific inquiries by Australians. So there's scientific and death records and all these things that tells the cause of death. And they hide the ones that has fluoride toxicity in it. Of course they do. Or they alter it. Because, you know, the coroner and all them, they put how a person croak. You feel me? So how you know these people telling the truth on how these people croak? Yeah, peak game. They dumped that shit in our waters in 1940s, and not just us, but around the world. Around the world. All right. So now what follows is but a fractional part of the middle of the story, and that began from the turn of the century, in which was provoked by the statement contained and addressed in reply to the governor's speech to Parliament, as recorded in Victorian Housing of 12th August 1987 by Mr. Harley Rivers Dickerson, Liberal Party member of the Victorian Parliament for South Barwon, right? The relevant Hansard abstract is reproduced herein. It is emphasized that the writer implies Mr. Dickerson with no other responsibility for the content of this thesis. Okay, so he's just giving a disclaimer. Okay, I see what you're doing. So now, his quote is, at the end of the Second War, the United States government sent Charles Eliot Perkins, a research worker in chemistry, biochemistry, physiology, and pathology, to take charge of the vast Farben chemical plant in Germany. While there, he was told by German chemists of a scheme which he had been worked out by them during the war and adapted or adopted by the German General Staff. This was to control the population in any given area through mass medication of drinking water. What? Mass medication of drinking water. In this scheme, sodium fluoride occupied a prominent place. And they tell you what, to drink 8 glasses of water a day. 8 glasses of sodium fluoride water a day. Whew. Now you know how you can get water poisoning. Water is a natural source. Natural water can't poison you. But water with chemicals, you can have a good old overdose. It'd be the smallest things that's knocking us off. What's this? Okay, yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So that was back in 1938, the U.S. government. Okay. So now it's dropped down. The Rockefeller Report. Okay. Rockefeller's always into some shit, ain't they? So the Rockefeller Report to the United States President on CIA activity said the drug program was part of a much larger CIA program to study possibly means of controlling human behavior. That's what he said. One drug which received special attention in the 50s and early 60s under cryptonym of MK Ultra was suboxythium chloride, listed under a number of products names including atrazine. Oh wow, okay. A helio-generated anti-collagen agent with all the symptomatic side effects up to including cardiac arrest ascribed to these agents in the medical literature. Wow. Please retain the term anticoagulogenic. My tongue ain't rolling. Anticoagulogenic. Well, y'all, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Agent in mind. You know when your blood be doing that shit? Yeah, the anti-agent of that. In mind. For owing to the health implications attendant on a particular anti-metabolic activity and figures repeatedly in this thesis, right? Note, an advisor to the U.S. government on hypnotism or psychological behavior control. Tavistock Institute of Social Engineering for Human Behavior. Dr. George Estabrook later became chairman Department of Psychology in Colgate University. Internationally, Colgate was and remains the most ardent producer and advocate for fluoridation of the domestic product fluoride toothpaste. Of course, somebody got Colgate in their bathroom right now. You might want to go throw that bitch out. Go and get you some, some seaweed toothpaste. Go and get you some charcoal. You feel me? Hey, does wonders. Get that shit up out your crib. Now, should the reader's mind be already boggled to this point of disbelief that there are two facts which, if known about or remembered, may instill significant confidence in that which is more boggling is yet to come. Bromine or bromide tea was administered to enlist men during the First and Second World Wars. The heliogen or bromine ingredient was said to be quill the libido of the men and thus limit likely forays into the dens of inequality and occasion of vernal disease. So that tea gave everybody vernal disease. The second fact is that today all Australian military establishments provide their own halogenic fluoride water for the troops' residence therein, and for the official reason that the element is good for developing teeth. Either we have a very immature military force, all under that of 12 years, when the mythical fact of fluoride ceases to exist, or else there is another more obscure, less reason for this drug treatment for the troops. Later on this text, we will recall certain happenings relative to ex-trainees from these establishments. And y'all see the bottom and say, the cartel. Yeah, we're going to touch on that cartel shit probably tomorrow. Because look, oh Lord, I told you, hey, them cartel be the Fed, boy. Look, these niggas, the feds, they be the main feds. They be the main ones snitching on you. You be thinking this your homeboy the whole time. Your so-called homeboy just the Fed. But we gonna touch on that next slide. The cartel. Shout out to them biker gangs too. I said it, Capri. Shout out to them biker gangs. The cartel members, them triads, the Italian mob. Look, we ain't gonna go too deep, If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know. You feel me? So now, we're going to wrap it up with this one, though. This comes from Leslie A. Russell, DMD. Right? And, dear Dr. Russell, thank you for your letter in March the 9th in 1983 in regards to the fluoridation drinking water. The information available to the Environmental Protection Agency is that fluoridation is a safe and effective means for reducing the occurrence of dental caries. The fluoridation process has been endorsed by several presidents in the United States and by several surgeon generals, including the current Surgeon General, Dr. C. Everett Koop. A copy of Dr. Koop's statement on fluoridation is enclosed. The water treatment chemicals, including folic acid, have been evaluated for their potential for contributing to the contamination of drinking water. You feel me? The Water Treatment Chemical Codex, published by the National Academy of Science, prescribes the purity requirements of folic acid and other fluoridation chemicals. In regards to the use of fluoric acid as a source of fluoride for fluoridation, this agency regards such use as the ideal environment solution to a long-standing problem. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Because it is. Look, man, I don't be knowing why people be trying to write the government thinking that they gonna tell you the truth. They already told you the truth. So if you come back the second time asking me a question, I'm gonna lie to you. I already put the truth in plain sight. And you coming back asking me if this is true, I'm gonna tell you, hell no. Cause I'm a sarcastic asshole like that. I already put it in plain sight. And you going, is this true? Nah, it ain't even true, my G. Nah, I was bullshitting. I'm gonna write you a personal letter saying all the bullshit. Man, y'all better leave that paperwork alone. Don't when you see it, don't second guess it, man. When you see it, don't second guess it. But that's all this letter was. He was writing to Leslie, the dentist, pretty much asking, is it true that fluorides do this? And she replied back with, the same transcript, which she probably didn't type up. They probably got copies of this shit I already printed up for when people do that. They just fold it up, lick it, send it to them, boom, boom, boom. She probably wasn't even in the office. Most of them don't even be in their office. That's another reason why paperwork don't work. The nigga don't even be in the office. You're going to be waiting 50, 60 years before these folks get back in contact with you. And if they don't personally get in contact, they're going to send you an already printed script. But, oh, it is, though. Fluoride. They've been pouring that shit in your water since 1938. Around the same time they started MK Ultra. Most of the victims of MK Ultra mind control experimentees was Black Americans and Puerto Ricans. And they were given double the dosage, extreme amounts of dosage. And after they got what they needed to know, they start pouring that shit into the waters in the hood. Sometimes it ain't the fact you can't reach people. Some people have to detox before you can reach them. Sometimes people have to detox before you can reach them. The hardest thing is going into a crack house to convince a crackhead to stop smoking crack. That's the hardest thing to do in the world. Only very few can do that, and very few it happens. You have to catch a motherfucker when they go into the clinic. When they've made it in their mind enough is enough, and they want different. That's when you catch them. That's when you reach them. But as long as people still, you feel me, high on fluoride, oh man, it's going to be hard to reach them. It was easy for a lot of us to reach each other because we stopped drinking fluoride a long time ago. We already reached our journey, and we just connecting with other folks along the journey. Whether you just started, or whether you've been on it for years, or whether you in the middle. So it was a little easier for us. But this is why I say sometimes when you get on these panels, don't argue with someone. You got to realize when some people just high on fluoride. I can't talk to you, bro. You high on fluoride. You know what I'm saying? But, that's what I'm going to start saying, too. Shit, we can start saying they got a new phrase for everybody. They be high on fluoride out there, bitch, for real. I didn't play it. He did be geeked. He be geeked up. I'm starting to see spaceships on Bankhead looking at people. So, for real, look. But, my panel is up. If anybody want to come up, drop some gems, share some knowledge, tap in, tell some people what they didn't know about mind control, tell some people what they didn't know about the drinking water, whatever the case may be, tap in. And for those who's new, who done sat here to the end, podcast Science of the Conscious Mind on Spotify, and then the YouTube channel Science of the Conscious Mind, of course. The greatest technology hidden from you is your own consciousness. What's saying that, oh?
Oh, chilling, chilling. I just hopped up here. I got my little access back. I just wanted to pop up in here, show some little.
Yeah, I know I got mine back too. These got banned at the same time and freed at the same time.
They didn't give you your release papers yet, bro. I'm already out the door. Hurry up. No, it's like,
I tried to wait until my access got, but I was like, but I gotta hop on and drop these gems real quick. Well, shit. Well, we back though. Prince said she off tomorrow. That's what's up. We all getting out. Oh man. Keep doing your thing, Los. Most definitely, Lady Babe. I appreciate that. You know. We always gonna get it in. It seemed like it's been bad for months, man. Hey, I'm gonna be real. Done been in TikTok jail more than anybody. He still got his page. So it's like he doing something good, man. It's like he be dodging. I'm like, damn. I remember one year we all had account warnings. We all was sitting in that bitch like, God damn, you got an account warning too? Shit, me too. He was like, God damn, nah, I ain't dropping nothing today. Like,
You remember them
damn,
days, right? We all had I remember them days, bro. We was all paranoid, like, oh no.
for real. I'm telling you, man. Like, you too. Now they got this shit called strikes. I already got my first strike. That shit was from 1970, and I can't even appeal that. I was like, damn.
You wasn't even in, you wasn't even a glimpse in your daddy's eye when that happened.
Man, my sister wasn't even thought of, and I'm talking about my oldest one who's 50. She wasn't even thought of yet.
But I gotta
Like,
sit there and say to you, you keep digging the way you digging, you gonna sit there and you gonna find some stuff. That's why when you brought this subject up, I want, if you can, research Reagan's whole political career. And you gonna connect all that to what you was talking about today, especially with this drug thing.
mm, I'm on Reagan's ass. Oh, trust me, lady, me, I'm close to. I know he got something to do with it. I'm on his ass. I done found some shit on Reagan. That boy, hey, look. And a lot of them, pretty much any politician that push the war on drugs, that type shit, I noticed that every time they do that, it's a new drug that come out. For real. It's a new drug that comes out every time they push that shit. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. When it was Obama, Molly became a thing. Where the fuck does Molly come from? Obama talking about war on drugs. The fuck going on? With Reagan and war on drugs, then you know what I'm saying. Then you got the crack era and all that going on. Then when George Bush was like a war on drugs, then you had ecstasy and shit coming out. You like, oh, every time they
Connect.
do this shit,
I just
it's a
want to
new
sit there
drug
and say,
coming out.
with Reagan, connect Reagan with the Black Panther movement. Connect it. It's going right there because his agenda was to sit there and take down the Black Panthers. Period. And then when you get, you're gonna be like, damn. Like if you get deep in, you're gonna be like, damn, and it's all gonna sit there and stem from the Black Panther movement. That's how he was governor. That's what he sit there and put all these gun laws and stuff into it. But it starts from him being governor of California and then ends up being the president of the United States.
So that's what I wanted to touch on. So when I read that passage on the MK Ultra, that most prisoners was us, even excuse me, even in shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So when I read that part, that when most test subjects of the MK Ultra was prisoners, and even in Reagan's time, they was too, and they was melanated. The Black Panther people that went to prison became MK Ultra test studies. This is how Huey Newton ended up getting hooked on heroin. Remember, I read that phrase where they even gave them heroin and shit like that. So they got him hooked on them drugs, and they was experimenting him towards the end. That's why towards the end of his career, and he doing interviews, you be looking at him like, what the fuck wrong with Huey? That boy tripping. Yeah, they already MK Ultra that boy, and they do a lot of political prisoners, gang leaders. They do all the real folks that be dropping them gems, and they be going to these mysterious prisons and shit. This is the shit. This is what I'm telling you. So all that Kanye shit, yeah, all those outspoken people who can't get, yeah, that man, look, Pop, yeah, he told you that he was in Clinton facility. Did you see him in Clinton facility? You know what I'm saying? He's still part of the industry.
Yeah,
Got
that's
peep
why I
game.
said there. And I like what you when you get in this spot. When you get in this spot, and you don't say certain things, everyone that said there say it, say it, say it. But I sit there and say he ain't got enough information to sit there and say I'm gonna jump down on it and take my risk. But in this, yeah, this right here, this is really Reagan. This is it's all the politicians, but it's definitely Reagan's expertise, and his shit was personal.
Mm, yeah. And all this goes all the way back to Indian school. They've been doing this shit since the Indian schools. Like they used to catch the Indians and experiment on them, brainwash them and shit, and do all this type of stuff. All of these things is old techniques that's always been around.
Like
It's new
you,
to us, but it's old.
like you a peep game on the term Reaganomics. Reaganomics. Reagan was like the biggest dope dealer in the front country, and had us paying for that war with
Right,
our
child of the
people.
soul. I'm glad you said that. The world circus ain't never stopped. It's still going on. This is why they say the world is a stage.
And on top of that, he was an actor. He was an actor? California
Mhm.
funny. You done had two governors that was actors.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That was
That what took. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I seen Arnold become governor, I knew this shit was fake. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, man, hell no. He governor? Fuck out of here,
But
man.
Reagan was a governor. Reagan was an actor before he was anything else.
I know he was an actor. I know the movies he acted in, but I'm talking this Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like he ain't even American. He ain't even American. You talking about Terminator? Nigga? Like, can you read, bro? Like, get
man.
on. Like you did this.
We let a
I'd rather
whole
Sylvester Stallone than governor.
we let a whole immigrant run the state like we like it was nothing, right? With no kind of history, no kind of tie. Like I'm gonna be real, that's part of our problem. We letting all these immigrants take it how you want it come into this country.